Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Yeah, I'm making another video. It's a treat. Remember when I never used to make videos? I do. Alright, this one is it's been on my mind since someone messaged me on Tumblr. I don't know, I feel like I should make a video about it, just maybe to help another person out who's questioning. It's just, with the whole transgender thing, there's so many trans men out there that talk about their journey to discovering who they were. Well, a lot of them say, like, they knew from a very young age. Like, even before they knew what transgender was. And for the longest time, whenever I watched those videos, for the longest time I thought I didn't, because I didn't relate to that it was invalid. I was invalid. And that I couldn't be transgender because I didn't feel how they felt. Even though every person is different. It's just so many trans men said, like, I knew since I was from a young age that I was different, that I couldn't live as a girl, blah blah. But that was not the case for me. I went back and forth from being a tomboy to dressing feminine. When I was about 5 or 6 years old, I met my friend, who is now gender non-conforming, but when I met him, he had long hair, he wore feminine clothes, kinda. But about a year later, he cut his hair off, he started wearing guys' clothes, and started trying to present himself as a guy. And I remember I thought, girls can do that? What? I didn't know girls could do that. I ran to my mom and I was like, Mom, I need to get my hair cut. I need all of these different clothes, like right now. And my mom cried when I got all my hair cut off. She let me, which I'm really happy she did. She wasn't one of those parents that said, no, I'm not going to let my little girl cut all her hair off, she'll regret it. So I'm glad that she kind of played into it. But yeah, I did. I cut all my hair off. I dressed as a guy. I was really happy about it. And for the longest time, like, I loved when people were like, oh, you're such a gentleman, you're gonna grow up to be a very handsome boy, etc. But it wasn't always like that. Like, when I got older and I saw the way girls normally were, trying to show off their boobs, trying to wear feminine clothes that showed off their body, trying to grow out their hair, wearing makeup. I did all of that. I was never comfortable, but I thought that's what girls did. So that's what I did. And even from a young age, I know I hated wearing dresses. I did. When my brother was graduating from grade 8, I was like 8 or 9 years old, my mom forced me to wear a dress. Like, forced me to. I cried, screamed, carried on. I was like, I'm not wearing that. It's not happening. It's not. It did. It happened. It wasn't even a real dress. It had, like, shorts underneath. It was like a skirt, you know? It had flowers on it. And I remember a wasp landed on me thinking I was a flower. And I ran to Mom and was like, I almost got stung because of you! I was not happy that day. But even still, growing up, I grew my hair out. I wore makeup. I tried to wear feminine clothes that showed off my femininity. I wore dresses, I wore skirts, thinking that that's what girls do. And it never really played into my head that I was different. Like, I never once thought, hey, maybe I'm onto something here. Maybe this girl thing isn't working out. Because even when I got older into about high school, because I went back and forth. In grade school, I started off wearing, not exactly like feminine clothes. Like, I wore overalls all the time. Fucking loved overalls. They were my shit. But I would wear feminine clothes, and then I cut all my hair off and dress like a guy. And then I grew my hair back out, dressed like a girl. Then I cut it all off, dressed more masculine. I was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And, grade 7, 8, I started to grow my hair out again. Like grade 8, I wore a dress. I got my hair all done up pretty. I did feel nice. I did. I felt beautiful and happy and natural, I guess. But high school was awkward as far as my appearance went. I was very back and forth again. Like grade 9, I had long hair down to here. I would straighten it. I wore makeup. I wore feminine clothes. I tried the whole thing. Grade 10, I had my scene phase. Got my hair up short. It was the coolest haircut though, let's be real. And I wore kind of like almost neutral clothes. Well, scene clothes, let's be tight pants. You know, everyone knows. Everyone knows the scene phase. And then I grew my hair out again. And then by halfway through grade 12, I cut it all off again. And I got positive feedback from that one. But I tried so much to fit in. And I never felt comfortable, but I thought that's what I had to do. So if that's how you feel, if you think, you know, back in the day, I never thought that I was transgender. It never clued into me, even when I found out what transgender was. I remember I talked to my doctor about this, and he said, well, when you found out about the word, did you think, hey, this might be a perfect fit for me, this is who I am? So honestly, no. I just thought, oh, that's interesting, I've never heard of that before. Cool, all the power to you. Never once occurred to me that I would fall into that category. And it's okay that at some point in your life, you just, when you hear the word, you don't think that you fit. It's not a big deal. You don't have to be like everyone else. I struggled. Like, if you go back into my YouTube, the gender identity playlist, you can see all my videos. I was struggling hard. But yeah, I was so back and forth on it. I'm finally here. I'm finally happy, and I'm excited for the future, and this is what I need in my life. This is who I am. And it was confusing. It was so confusing because it was never straightforward for me. Never. And it's okay if it's not for you. And I'm not very good at getting my words out. I'm not. I'm trying my best, but I tried the whole feminine thing. If you knew me growing up, you'd see how fucking awkward I was. But it's okay. I don't regret anything. I don't look back to my past and feel ashamed. I'm not afraid to show people who I was, how I used to dress, or anything like that, but I'm happy with who I am today. And I hope this video helps. If not, ignore it, you know. I'm bad with words. I'm bad with expressing myself. But I felt I needed to make this video. And if it helps someone, I'm glad. If you have any questions about anything, I'll try my best to answer. I'm not very good at advice, but to share my experiences with you, I can totally do that. If you're questioning, if you have any questions, I'm here. And my Tumblr is Less Human, More Time Lord, all one word. If you want to inbox me there, I would get back to you. I might get back to you. I can't make any promises. I'm bad with answering stuff, and I apologize again. But yeah, so that's been my journey so far, in a nutshell. Very back and forth, very uncomfortable, very up in the air. Well, anyway, sorry for the long video. It's definitely going to be one of my longer ones. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.